Cognii. This is Dee Kinajaya. We've developed an automatic assessment technology for essay-type answers. Oops. Claps.
Scientific methods.
What did I do? Okay, so what is the problem we're solving? Online education, no surprise to everyone in this audience, is growing like crazy. You can learn online anytime, any place, anywhere, as long as you have some kind of electronic device. And when you think about what online education needs for success, you need three components. You need a platform to deliver education, you need content. And those two things exist. That's one of the reasons why education online is growing and there's so many options out there. The third component you need to sort of complete that cycle is assessment. And what exists today for assessment is you can do peer-to-peer grading, which isn't scalable when you're talking about large numbers of people. And the second option is multiple choice. And multiple choice really doesn't give you a choice when it comes to cognitive thinking, testing how you really think. And the way I always describe it is to the right of this slide is my daughter. I'm a proud father of a 7-year-old girl. And any of you who've worked with young kids know that they're always asking why. So my young daughter, we were outdoors last week because it's spring, and we have some crocuses in the backyard, and she said, "Daddy, how come there's crocuses in the backyard?" And I don't answer the question. I don't go, well, your choices are A, B, or C. What I actually do say is I say, what do you think? Because I really want to encourage her thinking. And there's some really cool transformation going on in online education, where now I have 2 kids, I'm starting to use the internet and explore different lessons and learning, and there's really cool apps, but one of the missing pieces is that assessment piece where I really want to encourage critical thinking, moving beyond multiple choice. So to talk about our solution, I'm going to turn it over to Dee.
So we want students to be more creative when they write something. So thanks, Dave, for giving that overview of the macro movement. We want kids to be constructive in terms of what they express. So instead of assessing them on the multiple choice-based evaluation, we want them to create sentences, paragraphs, and we have advanced natural language processing technology that can automatically assess what they have written and can give a grade, or if they are partially correct, we can also give a feedback. So the best way is to give a demonstration of how this technology works. So in this particular session, a student is learning computer networks, and after learning something, she is being asked a question, and she types an answer. Our technology evaluates that answer, provides a feedback when it's partially correct, and so if she has recently learned that thing, she might be able to recall that knowledge and complete the answer and verify that she has learned the topic correctly. So without having to be afraid of being judged, she can learn at her own pace in a personalized environment using this technology. In terms of the marketplace advantages, both David and me have a solid background in business and technology. We are focusing more on the formative assessment because it has been proven that when a student performs very well on the formative assessment, they generally perform well on the summative assessment as well. And in terms of the technology, we have leading edge natural language processing technology. Most of my colleagues, when I used to work previously at Lingo and Nuance, graduated from this building at MIT CSAIL, Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. And so we have a technology that relies on the syntax, semantic, surface level, deeper semantic analysis to provide more accurate assessment. The way we provide this service to the customers is we work with app developers, third-party educational platforms. We enable their apps and games and educational platforms to provide much higher quality engagement to their end user, which is the students. So we have developed an API, application programming interface, that sits in the cloud and facilitates this better quality learning and assessment solution for our customers. Now we talk further about the marketplace. I will go to David.
Thank you. You talked about our business model offering SaaS to educational platforms. We're focused on the ed tech space, and we sort of see 4 verticals. We see MOOCs and online courses, we see traditional education, we see corporate education, and then we see edutainment. And we've talked to folks in all these industries and got incredible positive feedback that our solution would be really valuable to helping them. We have focused our conversations in the sort of the upper right which is sort of MOOC and online courses, and we've started engaging conversations with companies who will be interested in our technology. Ultimately, we're looking to do a pilot because we're sort of a B2B company. And we're actually really excited to be here sort of in the edutainment world because we think our solution will work really well there as well and sort of complement education for young children and give that sort of assessment and allow for that full engagement as well. In terms of just our backgrounds, Dee, as you talked about, has a background in natural language processing from some of the top institutions. And most recently was at Vlingo and Nuance, where we worked on speech recognition technology. And in terms of my background, I went to Duke for business school. And most recently was with a company in Boston called Constant Contact, where I helped take the company public and scale it to $250 million in revenues. As for the next steps, we sort of have 3 goals. One is we're looking to establish a pilot program. Number 2, we're really excited to talk about additional partnerships that will lead to pilot programs. And then the third thing we're looking for is seed capital to help us as we go along. I want to thank LearnLaunch for having us here. This is a great opportunity for us. And I'll turn it over to any questions.
Okay, questions?
So the end user is your client essentially has to, I would imagine, create a large semantic database that you then NLP references that when it's parsing to assess that, an essay.
Yeah, so the way we work is we require a curriculum script for every course that we want to enable for creative assessment. So probably we can generally use the open education resources, and we have some in-house instructional designers who can create a curriculum script. So our end customers, which would be teachers, they are not necessarily burdened to create that large semantic database.
I see. So if the topic were, the French Revolution or something, you could deliver a package that would have a reasonably comprehensive sort of set of information on.
Right. So we require an expected or the ideal answer for each question against which we measure the student's writing. So we ask the teacher to provide one answer which is what we're looking for.
So are teachers able to change questions dynamically within the context of a term, or are they sort of locked in?
Yes. No, it is very flexible. They can probably create a new question, a couple of new answers at any time, and we would be able to provide assessment for this. Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Oh, one more in the middle here.
I wanted to ask, does it also assess not just the content, but kind of the elegance of the language in terms of how people are expressing themselves? If you're doing something more that's more an English essay than something like the computer science questions that we saw?
Yeah, so currently we are focusing more on the content area subjects like science, history, civics, and not necessarily very creative or elegant writing aspect, but in future we plan to also create assessment for those types of aspects.
Okay, I think we're going to have to stop it there. Thanks very much.